Hi everybody! Today I'm going to make edible coral. But first, what is coral? Coral may look like a plant, but it is actually an animal. In fact, it is made up of hundreds to thousands of small animals called coral polyps. So let's go make one. First, coral has a soft body. Each coral polyp starts with a body. So we are going to use a banana for our coral body. Next, they have a mouth on the top and a gut that runs down the center. This is called a blind gut, and that's because all of the waste goes out and the food goes into the same hole. So to make our mouth and gut, we're going to take a straw and put it straight down the center. And you can see we have a little mouth there. Next, for our coral, we need tentacles. Today we're making a hexacoral. Hexa means 6, so our coral is going to have 6 tentacles. There are also octocorals, which would have 8 tentacles. I'm going to use some toothpicks. I'm going to use some pretzels, not toothpicks, but you could use toothpicks. Some pretzels for my tentacles. You could also use spaghetti or candies, Twizzlers, and just push them down until you get all 6 around the outside. Oops. All right, got our coral and its tentacles. So now we have a kind of free-floating coral. We need to stick them onto something. So in the ocean, coral would be attached to some sort of substrate. So today our substrate is going to be a cracker. But in the ocean, it could be a rock or non-living coral. So this is a sea fan. And so if this were in the ocean, potentially coral could start attaching themselves to this sea fan. To do that, our coral polyp would excrete some calcium carbonate. We're going to use a little jelly, so it might get a little messy. And we're going to stick our coral polyp onto our substrate using that calcium carbonate. Now, around the base of our coral, we're going to put some corallite. And this is like a little skeletal cup for our coral. The skeletal cup kind of holds the coral, and the coral is able to retract or go inside of the coral cup if it needs to protect itself. All right. Our final addition to our coral polyp is going to be actually a different organism. It is called zooxanthellae. So most coral have zooxanthellae on them, and they have a symbiotic relationship, which means that they work together, help each other out. So today we're going to use sprinkles. They're going to be pretty big zooxanthellae. Zooxanthellae are very, very small, and they are actually algae. So they live on the coral, they photosynthesize and provide nutrients for the coral. The coral provides some protection for those zooxanthellae, so they help each other out. All right, so now we have our final coral polyp, and here's a little diagram so we can remember what everything is. Our cracker is our substrate, and then we have some jelly, calcium carbonate, some corallite with some crushed up crackers, our banana body, our mouth and gut that were carved out with the straw, our pretzel hexa tentacles, and our sprinkle zooxanthellae. So this coral polyp would not live alone in the ocean. He would actually have lots of coral polyp friends, live in a colony together, and then this colony would create one giant coral that we would see in the ocean. These colonies, though, grow very slowly. Some only grow 1 inch in a whole year. Others can grow up to 8 inches. These coral colonies and other animals create coral reefs that are home to thousands of other animals and are very important in our oceans. I hope you learned something about one of my favorite animals, and I wonder what edible animal you could make. I'm gonna go have a snack. Bye!